Hi everyone, it's Ashlyn Giza YouTube channel. So today I'm going to talk about OCD. OCD is obsessive compulsive disorder. I'm talking about OCD because I have a form of OCD. Everybody's is different, but it goes from little to medium to severe. I'd say that mine's like mediocre. Mine's medium. Um, I I've had OCD since I was a little girl, but never really knew until I got older because I didn't know what it was. Um, because I used to, when I was a little girl, I would take my stuffed animals and like organize them on my bed, and my sister would come and like wreck them, or like my brothers, or one of them. I have six brothers and sisters. And anyways, so they would come in and like just jump on my bed or like mess them up on purpose or something, and I would get really, really annoyed and have to organize them all over again. I would always have an obsession about getting up early and making sure that I was always, you know, on time for appointments. And if my mom had appointments for me, like for just normal checkups or something, I would I would be like getting on her, telling her it's getting closer to time. I want to get going. We're gonna be late. They're not gonna take us in. They're gonna make us reschedule. And I mean, it would be pretty bad to the point where it was very noticeable that I had an issue with being on time and organization and all that. I would lay out my clothes every day before I would go to school and stuff like that. But that's not even where it starts. So, as I got older, I had met somebody, and it's one of the guys I talked about in the previous videos. He had a very severe form of OCD where every single thing had to be in its place, and if you didn't do it, um, you were in deep trouble. And I mean, people couldn't even like walk in the house with shoes on, which I understand that everybody's different. I don't like shoes in my house now either, but and I never really did, but it was like he would actually get really seriously mad. And he would have like little routines too, like where you had to wash your hands a certain amount of times, like before you ate, or whatever, or before every time you touch just anything. I mean, I understand we all have to wash our hands. We all have to wash our hands and keep clean and protect each other from getting sick, but this was different. This was obviously an obsession, because if me or my kids didn't wash our hands, or we forgot to brush our teeth one night or something, it was made a big deal, like a huge deal. He would get really upset about it. So it kind of grew on to me even worse. I already had like a little issue with like not being late and like certain things going my way, because if they didn't, something bad would happen. But it got worse after I met him because his was really severe. Like, he would actually get really, really, really mad if things didn't go exactly how he planned or wanted them. He wouldn't even let us really eat before a meal was cooked, like to have a snack or something if we were hungry and we were waiting for something to eat. And I thought that was kind of strange too, but it was like an obsession uh, to do things in an orderly manner for him, and to have it done his way or no way. So and it was that was abuse too. I talk about it in one of my previous videos, in my video abusive relationships part 1 and 2. Nonetheless, after I got with him, I started noticing I picked up a couple habits. I still don't like being late for appointments, just like I was like when I was a little girl. I did not like being late for appointments, but it's gotten worse now. I start freaking out and getting really panicky with my husband if we don't make it to one of my doctor's appointments on time. I talk about in my previous video about that too, how I'm a cancer survivor, so I have a lot of doctor's appointments. But that's not just it. I have to have things done specifically at home in a certain manner. So I have stuffed animals still on my bed because I like really weird things. I'll kind of show you guys what I do. So see these stuffed animals? I have to have them in a specific manner, and if I show you guys my house, I have to have things just put perfectly in their place and very clean and sanitized, disinfected, because if I don't do that, and it's not just because of this new COVID thing, I've always been like this. So when people were buying disinfectant spray during the pandemic, when it was really, really bad, I know it's still bad. People are still getting sick, but when it was like new, I was getting really, really like shocked, like how many people are starting to buy disinfectant spray suddenly, when I felt that was something you should have always bought. So I'll show you guys a little bit of what I do. I don't know, I can't really turn the camera when my phone is already recording to a like to show you guys the opposite way, so I'm gonna have to point it to you guys the best way I can. So with my door handles and stuff, I have to spray the doorknobs with disinfectant spray, and the light switches, I have to give them a quick mist. Like I was showing you guys my stuffed animals. I have to have like my vanity, everything in its own little place. When I'm done with my brush, I have to put it back in that same spot that it's in, or it will really bother me, and I don't know why. I do know why, it's part of the disease, but I don't know why I get mad about it. So, and then I'll kind of show you guys around to the rest of what I have to do. My son's car seat I always have right by my bed, so that way, in my mind, I'm feeling like that way, the car seat being there, I know where it's at all times with his diaper bag in the car seat, so that way I can have everything ready in the diaper bag. The diaper bag's in the car seat, so I know where it's at. I'm feeling like in my head I won't be rushing around to look for things when I'm trying to get him ready for his little monthly, checkups, because he's only 6 months, so they go like every couple months to the doctor up until they're 1 year old. So my kids' room, I have to have them make their beds, and if they have like a bunch of toys on the floor, which you see they don't really have that much on the floor, that kind of gets me panicky. That's not really, I don't really have much of an OCD in their room, but that's what I get really panicky about in their room. In our bathroom, I have to do the same thing with the light switches. I have to give them a quick mist with the disinfectant spray. And my sink, I have to wipe my bathroom sink down, the nozzle part and the whole sink part, with disinfectant wipes. I also have to disinfect the toilet, like the toilet handle and all that, and the doorknobs and everything. My bathtub, that has to be super clean, not a spot on it. That's just my son's little bathtub. Because in my mind, I feel like something's going to go really wrong if I don't have things in an orderly manner. And I always freak out and think somebody's going to be coming over and maybe judging me too about how the way my place looks. And it's funny because I'm not really that social of a person. I don't have people come over a whole lot. So it's kind of weird that I would think that when people don't come over. Now I have these little bar stools because we live in a really high-end apartment, but we don't have we decided not to get a kitchen table. We decided just to get stools because we have kind of a bar set up in our kitchen. So we have these stools, and every day I have to wipe them down from the top where people sit to the bottom because I'm in my mind I'm thinking about how people's feet can be dirty and they're on this little sticking out footstool part. So I wipe them down, and I have an obsession with spraying my couches down with disinfectant as well. And then the knobs on my kitchen sink, I have to spray them as well with disinfectant. So basically any little knob that people touch and grab to either open or turn on something like a sink or a doorknob, I have to disinfect or my mind will go crazy. And I think that might have started to get worse too when I got sick with cancer, because ever since I've beat cancer the last 3 years in 2018 to now, I get sick all the time, and I don't want to get sick anymore. I'm tired of it. I've had pneumonias. I've had like bronchitis. I've had sore throats and colds. Like you name it. I'm always getting sick. So I think that became an obsession with keeping things clean and sanitized because I was tired. I am tired of getting sick all the time. But it has gotten in the way of our marriage, me and my husband's marriage at times, because he'll leave dirty clothes on the floor or tell me that one of his sweaters or hoodies isn't dirty because he only wore it one day. But to me, in my mind, you wore it around to every store that you've been to. You've been to somebody's house, and therefore, to me, it's dirty because you've worn it in different places and you've sweated in it. So it needs to be washed. To him, he's thinking I've only worn it once. So that type of thing kind of gets in the way of our marriage because I'm wanting everything in its place washed. So that's what obsessive compulsive disorder can do to people. It can make people insane and like not want to, you know, not be able to, not really not want to, but not be able to live a normal life. Hold on one moment. I'll be right back. I got to tend to my son.